Hi everyone, welcome back to yet another Beauty Pie review here on my channel, and today we are talking about a recent launch, the Triple Beauty Luminizing Wand. This is a new liquid highlight from Beauty Pie. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, you will know that I love liquid highlight, liquid blush, all of the liquid and cream products. So of course, when this launched, I had to buy it and try it out and let you know if it's any good. I also noticed that it looks remarkably similar to this one. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is £29. As a Beauty Pie member, this is £6 to £7. Prices vary a bit on Beauty Pie, but obviously this is a lot cheaper. It looks very similar, so I'm gonna show you them both and let you know if they are similar and if this is a dupe for this incredibly expensive liquid Charlotte Tilbury highlight. Now, if you're familiar with Beauty Pie products or you've watched some of my other videos, you'll know they do already have a liquid highlight, the Pro Glow Strobing Drops. So I'll also let you know how these differ from each other so that you can decide which one is right for you. Starting off, let's talk about this. Now, the packaging. Pull off the top, twist the thing, squeeze to let the product out, close it back up so that it doesn't go everywhere. I'm not a big fan of these kinds of applicators. I don't like it with the Maybelline like eraser concealer. I'm not a big fan of this kind of situation, but I will admit that it does make it a little bit easier to apply, particularly if you don't have a lot of time or you don't have a lot of tools. So this, you can just squeeze it out, you tap it out with your finger, you're all good to go. Something like the Pro Glow Strobing Drops, which are in this kind of format, you have to apply onto the back of your hand or a palette, and then I would usually go in with a sponge with these compared to a finger with this. Now, I am going to show you now my first experience with this because I think it shows just how incredibly user-friendly it is and just how incredibly beginner-friendly it is. Here we have the colour. So it's not super light, it's not super pink or super gold, it's kind of a nice medium as you would expect with the shade Champagne. Now this might actually be a little bit dark for me, but oh, it's a very nice formula. Oh, it's so easy to blend. Okay, it's not too dark. I can get away with this. If you're super pale, this is probably going to be a bit dark. But for me, ooh, pretty. I hate these applicator things, to be honest, I really do. But I think the product inside seems very nice and much more subtle than their strobing drops. This is a slightly more natural glowy highlight. And it does have this very nicely blendable formula. Ooh, so pretty, so pretty. So as you can see from that little clip, it is a champagne colour and it blends beautifully. I would say this highlight is incredibly beginner friendly because the formula is so blendable. And the reason the formula is so blendable is it's more of a gel and the pigment level is not super insane. It's a little bit more sheer, which makes it a little easier to work with. You can put a little bit on, make it kind of subtle. You can also build it up to kind of a boom. I have it today on my face. So hopefully you can see that this built up here is pretty damn luminous, even though it is more of a sheer, easy to blend kind of formula. But is it the same as the Charlotte Tilbury? Now, I don't know if you can tell, but I actually have slightly different cheeks because on this side I have the Beauty Pie and on this side I have the Charlotte Tilbury. So I'm going to show you my application today of these two products so that you can see how incredibly similar they are. Starting with the Beauty Pie wand, I've already applied my liquid foundation and my concealer, and I'm just tapping a little bit now onto the cheekbone as well as onto the brow bone and around the temple area. Now, I would recommend using your finger for this product. The semi-sheer gel formula of the Luminizing wand just works better with a finger. A finger is not going to absorb any product, it is not going to make it patchy. It's just going to blend it absolutely beautifully and it really does melt into the skin. Moving over to the Charlotte Tilbury side, and you can see that the applicator is basically exactly the same and you use it to apply the product onto the face in exactly the same way. Now again, this formula blends best with a finger. These formulas are incredibly similar. They are both this gel semi-sheer formula that stays a little bit wet for longer and blends super, super, super easily. The only difference I would say between the two formulas is that the Charlotte Tilbury one is slightly more natural. Although you can apply a little bit of the Beauty Pie one to get a more natural effect, it is easier to get a very natural effect with the Charlotte Tilbury because it potentially is a little bit less metallic. But in terms of the formula, honestly, if you gave me these two things blindfolded and I couldn't see the colour, see the level of pigmentation, I wouldn't be able to tell just off the feel because the formula is so similar. If I swatch them for you, there is a slight difference in colour. Now it's subtle, it is not a big difference. This one on the top here is the Beauty Pie and this one over here is the Charlotte Tilbury. Now as I tilt my hand, hopefully you can see the light reflecting off the product. The Beauty Pie one is slightly more pink, whereas the Charlotte Tilbury one is slightly more of a true pale peachy gold. So there is that slight colour difference, just a slight one, just a little one. Like honestly, it's not that big. I don't know if blended out onto my face and with blush and bronzer and everything else going on, I don't know if you can really tell. I'm sure editing me will have an opinion on whether you can tell. Personally, it's very difficult for me to tell in person. What I can tell more is just that the Beauty Pie one is slightly more impactful. So let me quickly show you the Pro Glow Strobing drops. Now they have a very different kind of packaging. You can see it's got sort of thicker formula, if you can tell, but it's thicker and it is a lot more pigmented. Like these are intense metallics. So if you are looking for something to beam to the stars with, I'd recommend the Pro Glow Strobing drops. If you're looking for something a little bit more natural, I'd recommend the Luminizing wand. So here we have the shade Astrosurf in the Pro Glow drops, which is a pink. And here we have the same formula in the shade Illuminati, which is more of a bronze. One of the downsides of this product is it does, as far as I'm aware, only come in one shade, a champagne. Now, if you are a lot paler than me, it'll be too dark, but the main problem is going to be for people with deeper skin tones for whom this is just gonna look pale and ashy and kind of weird on the skin. If you have a much deeper skin tone, I'd recommend sticking with the Pro Glow Strobing drops in Illuminati. So this on me is like a very glowy bronzer, but it would be a beautiful highlight if you have deeper skin. And if you're very fair, and this kind of slightly more champagne with a gold tint is not going to work for you, you have the very pink, well not very pink, it's not insanely pink once you blend it out, but it is definitely a pink undertone highlight here. So if you're very pale with more of a like pale cool undertone, I would recommend sticking with Astrosurf. So the big question is, would I recommend the Charlotte Tilbury when you can buy the Beauty Pie? Now obviously there is a massive difference in price. This retails for £29, which is so expensive for a liquid highlight. And yes, I did buy it on sale because I'm not spending £29 on a highlight. No, even though I really love this product and I'm going to get a lot of use out of it, I would not spend £29 on it. Like that's an insane amount of money for a liquid highlight. If you're a Beauty Pie member, you're going to pay £6 to £7 for this product. Now, obviously you have to be a Beauty Pie member, but I personally think it's worth it. Beauty Pie have a lot of good skincare and makeup products. If you want to check out my top 5 and bottom 5 skincare and makeup videos, those are also available on my channel in case you want to check out some things you could potentially buy if you become a subscriber. If you are already a subscriber, go ahead and buy it. Honestly, the quality of this formula is so good. It's just as good as the Charlotte Tilbury. The only thing that it's going to come down to is colour preference because this is slightly more pink. So now I'm going to go and wash all this highlight off my hand, off my fingers, and generally get cleaned up. But go to the Beauty Pie website and purchase this product. That's the last thing I have to say. Okay, I hope you are having a great day and I will see you all next time. Bye.